Hey guys, welcome back to 333 Motoring. Today we're going to be installing a floor pan on the passenger side of the E36 right here behind me. This is, as you can see, from VAC Motorsports. I already have one on the driver's side. I didn't do an install video on that one, but we'll go ahead and film the install of this one. It's relatively straightforward. So let's see what we got in here. So, comes with instructions. Kind of tore these ones off a little bit, but let's see. So you want to drill through the hole pans with a 3/16 drill bit, clearance for the 1/8 inch screws. You can use a smaller one and then tap it through that way too if you want, but we'll go over the drill bits. And then sometime, I think on the other one I had to end up using a little bit of a larger drill bit to get the screw to go in nicely, but anyhow, it's a pretty simple install. The first step in the installation process is going to test fit the floor pan in. So I recommend unclipping your wiring harness that's on the floor here and figuring out the best place for it to fit. For me, it was all the way in the corner. So once we figure out the landing place for the wires, we can go ahead and make any necessary modifications. Okay, so after test fitting the floor pan a couple times, it's apparent that it's running into the some of the wires that go up on the passenger side. So what we're gonna need to do here is right here on the corner where all the wires are, probably gonna go ahead and take like 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches right here off this corner. I'll just do kind of like a rough mark out and we'll do that so you can see I've tried to slack up the wires a little bit, but you can see the wires here, and the best place for them is to land here in the corner itself. So if we do about 1.5 inches, maybe a 2-inch cut, I think we'll be in good shape. So get this marked out and then we'll start to cut it. So we're gonna mark off 2 inches here in the corner to cut out. That was more than enough room. I'd hate to have to come back here and cut it twice or trim off a little bit more. So I went ahead and did 2 inches. So if you're gonna cut this, just make sure your floor pan is secured to whatever your benchtop table. I have my welding table, as you can see here. So take the grinder out. We're gonna go ahead and make these cuts. We're gonna cut off this tab first. And then once we have this tab off, we'll make the inbound cut, and then we'll end up flipping the floor pan over so we can get the best angle. You don't want to be having your grinder holding it at an awkward angle where it can get jammed or pinched when you're making the cut. You want to be as safe as you possibly can. So let's go ahead and make this final cut. Alright, now it's ready to be fitted up back in the car. So as you can see here, the wiring harness actually fit really well in the corner. So now, I believe this kit comes with 4 bolts to go on the perimeter, and it has 1 bolt that will go straight down into the floor pan. In my case, the floor pan was actually stable enough to where I didn't have to use the spacer or washer that it came with. So using a 3/16 drill bit, all we're doing here is just tapping the holes in the floor pan only. We're not actually penetrating the floor of the car itself. So now I swapped over to a 3/32 drill bit, and I actually tapped holes into the floor of the car itself, and go ahead and start to screw in tap in the screws to the floor itself. So then we'll tap the 2 on the side here, and then once you have the screws in, we're all done. It's a pretty straightforward install once you figure out the wiring harness location. And here's a look at the finished product. Everything's in, wiring harness clear, it's not pinched. I can see the bolt or the screw locations here where I tapped them, and we're ready to go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.